the founder of InTech Solutions, the IT Princess of Power, Leia Shilobod.
When you are distressed about an external thing, it is not the thing itself that actually troubles you, but only your perception of it, and that you can wipe out in a moment's notice. These words were written down by the Emperor of Rome and a great Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, almost 2,000 years ago. Those words are very relevant for us today. Have you ever experienced a nightmare situation? Raise your hand if something ever happened to you and you were like, this is a thing that happens to other people and not to me. Yes? Yes, that happened to me too in 2014. That was the year that everything changed for me personally and in my business. I had been growing my little IT company and things were going really well. At least I thought they were. We had great clients and seemingly great people to work with. But I knew that I had to put processes and accountability into place if I wanted to scale. So I did what lots of entrepreneurs do. I got a bunch of business books, and I read all these books like Traction and The Rockefeller Habits, which are fantastic and I highly recommend, by the way. And I set about putting together processes and accountability. Well, you guys have heard of resistance to change. Boy, was there a lot of resistance to change. In fact, I would probably call it dissent. And as you can imagine, dissent equals drama. And, quite frankly, I was not the right leader to be able to handle the situation that we were in, so it ended up becoming quite a mess. I had, in particular, one of my key technicians, we'll call him Sam, who just kind of stopped working, actually, at one point. He just would show up to work and, not put his time in, not do his work. And I'd sit down and be like, hey, Sam, what's going on? I don't understand why you're acting like this. You definitely have to do this work. We're committed to these things. And he would just kind of look at me, shrug, and be like, eh. So I fired him. Right? Well, a couple of days later, the HR manager from one of my largest accounts calls me and says, oh my God, Leia, I am so sorry. One of our managers hired Sam. I'm gonna need your non-compete and we're gonna have to review your agreement. I felt nauseous, which was a feeling that kind of grew stronger over the next few weeks as one of my other engineers walked off the job the day of a large project, sending me a resignation email. And I had an intern that was stirring up all kinds of drama. I actually found out, too, that Sam was visiting other clients. He actually got into his car, drove around to our biggest accounts, got out of his car and said, hey guys, want to let you know, I'm not working with InTech anymore, and maybe you want to rethink your relationship with them. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that was the result of this, not only all of this emotional energy, but we lost 62% of our top line revenue in 4 short months. My business was decimated, and I had to ask myself, why am I even doing this, right? Do I really want to rebuild everything again? What is the purpose of the business? Why are we doing this? I know that deep down, what I want is to build a company where awesome people can come together to do the meaningful work of building and supporting networks and keeping them secure. Now, some of you in the audience might not think that that's meaningful work, but let's be frank. All businesses need technology of some kind in order to be successful, right? In fact, I went ahead and I asked John Mackey, the CEO of Whole Foods, when I met him, is IT a necessary evil? Why'd I ask him that? Because I've heard that a lot of times. Oh, it's just a necessary evil in my business. And you know what he said to me? He actually laughed first when I asked the question and said, it's the foundation of all businesses. And he followed that up by saying that it is why Whole Foods has been so successful. I also wanted to go deeper into cybersecurity because I want to protect our clients' businesses. But I was afraid it was going to kind of like fizzle out because everyone's talking about it. You know, it's kind of like a hot topic. So I asked Robert Herjavec, the blue-eyed shark from Shark Tank, about, you know, is it a fad? And he said, you know, I used to think it was a fad, but now I realize it's not, it's just its own planet. It's its own solar system. So it was from all of this that I got myself together and said, you know, I have the opportunity here to either be a victim and say that this is all Sam's fault, right? Or I can say, I'm going to be a victor. That whatever happens in my life is my fault. In my business, in my life, if it happens, it is my fault. And it is because I made that choice that I have had such massive success in my business and been able to change as a leader of my company and been able to bring those awesome people together to do that meaningful work. So I leave that to you. When you leave here, will you choose to be a victim or a victor?